everyone, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk to you about 5 books that you need to read to transform your finances. This video is a follow-up to 2 other videos that I made on my channel. One was the 5 best personal finance books of all time, and another is the 5 best investing books of all time. So these 2 are linked below in the description. Check them out after this video. But in this video, the 5 books that I want to talk to you about are more mindset based, because I love strategies, investing techniques, and all of that technical stuff. But more and more I'm realizing that personal finance, investing, just success with money in general is maybe 99% behavioral. I really don't think that I'm exaggerating. 99% behavioral and mindset. So these 5 books that I want to tell you about are books that I read pretty recently, and even after years of doing nothing but talking about money on my channel and thinking about it day in and day out, I got so much out of these 5 books, and it is totally transforming the way I am treating my finances. So I really hope they'll do the same for you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into my first book recommendation. Book number 1 on my list is Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. This book is actually a classic in the community of FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. This is a really tight-knit community of personal finance nerds who are hell-bent on retiring early, like in their 30s or 40s. And this book is considered essentially like the Bible of the FIRE movement. And I read this recently, and wow, I had so many aha moments. All of these books gave me aha moments. I took down some notes for the things that were most impressionable to me. So this book is essentially about how we give up our lives to make money. And it's this weird circular paradoxical thing where we are spending our lives to make money so that we can experience more of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go to our jobs so that we have money, so that we can take vacations, do fun things, have nice things. Those are all things that we want because it helps us enjoy life more. The irony of especially American modern society is that we spend all of our time working to make the money that will allow us to experience life, and we are so focused on that we don't get to experience life because we're just working all the time. So Vicki Robin in this book, she talks about something called making a dime. You know how everyone says like, oh, what do you do for a living? Or I'm making a living, I have a job, I make a living. And what we're really doing is making a dime, because we go to work, we commute, at the end of the day, we come back home and we're exhausted. And she has a really very like dry sense of humor where she's like, did you get more life from your job, or did it actually suck the life out of you? So we're not really making a living, we're making a dime. And the whole point of this book is really to convince you that the pursuit of materialism, sort of like the way we spend our time, is all upside down, and how your life is so valuable that you should do everything you can in order to stop making a dime and accumulate enough wealth to become financially independent so that we can experience more of life. So I really loved how she just straight up calls out American consumerism, just how we've got it all backwards. And she really encourages you to live a more minimalist lifestyle, to rely on things that don't cost money, like social capital, friendships, relationships, to experience more of the things that really matter in life that don't cost money, and to just get our priorities straight. So I really love this book. It's actually prompting me to make some huge changes in my life, including where I'm gonna live, which I will be announcing very soon on my channel. So stay tuned for that, but definitely get your hands on this book. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in this rat race of working, buying stuff, going back to work to make more money, to buy more stuff, this whole like hamster wheel, if you ever felt that way, I guarantee you will love this book. So Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. I listened to it on Audible and I highly recommend it. Okay, so the second book on my list is called The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I just finished listening to this book. I was on a road trip and listened to it on Audible. Most of these books on my list I've read through Audible, and I loved this book because it was just so spot on. I was like driving and listening to this book, and I found myself just nodding so hard the entire time because I'm like, yeah, that's so right. That makes so much sense. Now I get why I'm like that. So this book will really help you understand yourself. Because the thing about money is we all know what we should do. You should save money, you should spend less than you earn, you should invest, you should think long term, all of these things. We know what we need to do, but we find it so hard to do it. So this book will help you understand yourself, will help you understand why you've made some of the decisions that you've made about money so that you can make better decisions going forwards. And he really has a way of reframing the way you view money in a way that's really empowering. So I'll give you 2 examples. In one of his chapters, he talks about how money, we have such a focus on money as a way to buy tangible things. Like when we get money, we can buy a nice car, we can buy a nice house, we can go out to nice restaurants, take nice trips. So we think of money as something that we can spend to buy tangible things. But what money really is a way to buy something intangible that's more priceless than anything we could actually buy in the tangible world, which is freedom, independence. So when we spend $1 on something tangible, like we can really wrap our heads around that. It's very easy for us to do that. Hence, it's very easy to spend money versus save money. But the real mindset shift that we need to make is every dollar that you save, it's not really depriving yourself of spending, it's buying yourself freedom. It buys you freedom and options and choices so that someone else, like your boss, can't tell you what to do with your time and your life. That trade-off is a no-brainer when you think of it that way. So that was one really important kind of like epiphany moment that this book gave me. Another that I think it will resonate with you guys a lot is he talks about how everyone knows that investing has a lot of long-term high potential gains. That if you invest your money, you can make a lot over the long term, and that's almost a guarantee. Yet, so many people don't actually succeed. And the reason why is because they don't understand that everything has a price. You don't just get to make a ton of money in the stock market over the long term for free. There is a price of admission. And the price of admission is what's called market volatility. So if you decide that you want to invest your money in the stock market, you understand that your small amount of money can grow to a much larger amount, but you don't understand that the price of admission to get that reward is the need to tolerate tons of ups and downs in the market. A lot of like emotional swings, seeing your account go up and down, like that sort of instability. That is the price of getting that pot of gold at the end. And so many people get into investing without understanding that there is a price of admission. And I think if more people understood that, they wouldn't like get scared off at the first sign of market volatility, at the first sign of their account like dipping a little bit because the market crashed. They would just understand that this is the fee that it costs to become an investor and reap the potential rewards at the end. So I thought that was a really empowering mindset shift that I think will really help you hold on to your investing plan in the coming months, because I think we're gonna have a lot of market volatility. People are talking about a pending crash, a market correction. So if you just have these principles like embedded in you before all that starts, it will be very empowering. So I highly recommend this book. It will totally transform the way you think about your money and your investments. Okay, third on this list is Quit Like a Millionaire by Christy Shen. This is such a good book. I read it cover to cover in one day. I actually did read the paperback version. And it's about a girl named Christy and her husband Bryce, and they retired in their 30s. Christy was actually 31 years old and a millionaire when she retired early, and now she just travels the world, writes books, and does whatever she wants. And I love this book because it's really, really tactical. She will actually show you what is her daily budget in retirement. And it's shocking how she actually spends less in retirement traveling the world than she did working at her corporate job in Canada while she was working towards financial freedom. And she talks about some interesting concepts that will help you retire faster, such as geo arbitrage. I've mentioned this on my channel, but geo arbitrage is a strategy where you take your money and you go to a lower cost of living country so your money can stretch farther and you can retire earlier on less money. So she spends a lot of her time traveling in places like Southeast Asia, where $1 goes a much farther way than somewhere like Western Europe. And so she talks about different ways to speed up your own retirement, and she even gives a very detailed investment plan on how to invest your money, what to invest it in, and what accounts to put it in, and she gets pretty detailed about like tax strategies. So I really love this book. I highly recommend it. Oh, one last thing about this book. I really liked how she distinguished between 3 types of people who achieve financial independence. There's like 3 paths to financial independence and how you should choose which path is best for you. So the first path is being what she calls a hustler. A hustler is someone like Elon Musk, someone like Steve Jobs, an entrepreneur at heart who knows how to make a ton of money with big ideas, and that's how they reach financial freedom. So they'll get to their goals a lot faster because they just know how to make a ton of money quickly. And then the second is the optimizer, and that's what Christy identifies herself as. The optimizer is really, really frugal. They love to clip coupons and analyze spreadsheets and optimize their investments and their whole financial life. And they just know how to make a dollar stretch like 5 times around the block. So Christy identifies herself as an optimizer. She was able to reach financial freedom at age 31 by being extremely frugal, saving every single dollar and investing that money really, really strategically. And then the third type of person is the investor. So that would be like a Warren Buffett or someone who invests all their money into like rental property and they become financially free that way. So there's 3 paths to financial independence, and I really liked that she pointed that out because yeah, you can make a ton of money starting a business, but are you cut out to start a business? Not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur. And Christy talks about how she started out trying to reach financial freedom by starting a business, but she failed and she realized that wasn't for her, so she decided to just play up her own strengths and go the optimizer route. I think that's really important because the way to financial freedom is different for everyone, and you just really have to know yourself and choose which path will get you there the fastest. Okay, book number 4 on my list is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book is a classic. It is a classic that has stood this test of time for a reason. So this book is a result of Napoleon Hill's interviews with hundreds of the most successful, richest people in the world, where he gleans the 13 principles that they all had in common in their journey to achieving riches. And he distills it all in this one little book. It is such a good read. He talks about the 13 principles in great detail. I'm not gonna get into all of them in this video, but I wanna highlight the top 3 that really made an impression on me. So the first principle that he starts with, this is number 1, the origin of everything, is desire. He calls it burning desire. So if you are someone who wants to get wealthy, become rich one day, what you need to start with is burning desire. I really liked that because it is so easy to say that we kind of want things. Like, I don't know anyone who doesn't want to be rich. Like, everybody wants to be rich, but do you have a burning desire for it? Because he's saying that is what it takes. For example, I kind of want to have really ripped abs, but I don't have a burning desire for it, so I'm really not doing shit to get there. I'm not, doing all those workouts and cleaning up my diet. Maybe one day, if I have the burning desire, I will take the actions necessary. But when it comes to becoming rich, I remember the day that I decided I wanted to get out of debt and become financially independent one day, I was hell bent. I thought about it day in and day out. And then that's when opportunities started coming to me and I started looking for ways to get to my goal faster. It was really that burning desire that motivated me out of all of the mental, emotional obstacles that came my way. This principle really resonated with me because everybody wants to be rich, but do you have the burning desire? Because that is what you'll need to do the action that it takes to get there. So that was his first and foremost principle. I really love that. Another one that really resonated is the principle of specialized knowledge. So I'm just gonna read directly out of the book, quoting him here. He says, general knowledge is of little use when attempting to accumulate wealth. Knowledge only generates money when organized and specifically directed to a definite end. To become successful, you must require specific knowledge in the area in which you intend to make a fortune. So, specialized knowledge. Every single rich person that he interviewed to make this book had expertise in one area, and they were very intentional about acquiring the expertise needed to achieve a very specific goal. For example, look at Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, all these people who have achieved like unimaginable amounts of wealth. They became specialists in one thing, one company, one product, one area of expertise. And even in my journey, I realized like all my life, I've been so fascinated with financial concepts, finance, everything finance. My career choices were all in the area of acquiring more knowledge about money and investing. And even now, my YouTube channel is very focused on finance. So people know me for that, and that's why my channel has value for people. So I really see the value in focusing, going deep in one area with a very specific focus. Especially in this day and age with all this information overload, and it's so easy to get distracted by shiny object syndrome. Like, oh, maybe I'll make money this way. Oh, it seems like there's another way to do it. Or there's a better way to do it. And we just get distracted and we just bounce around from thing to thing and never really make progress. So this principle really highlights the importance of just choosing one thing and going deep and focusing on it and being intentional. Okay, and book number 5 on my list is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is so good. I had the hardest time implementing a morning routine before I read this book. And after I read the book, I understood exactly how to install a good habit, how to break a bad habit, and it no longer became this game of feeling bad about myself because I knew exactly how to do it. And one sentence that really hit me in the book is this: you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So in order to achieve great things, you don't need to set huge goals. What you need is to create good systems. And this is so applicable in the area of personal finance because you don't get rich or you don't become financially independent by doing one thing once. It's not like one huge move that you do one time. It's actually little habits that you do every single day over a period of time, and that's how you become financially independent. You spend less than you earn, you invest, you do things on a regular basis, you budget. You do things on a regular basis, so they have to become a habit. So if you've ever had a hard time installing good financial habits, I highly recommend you get this book because he breaks down how our brains work, how habits are formed and broken, and he's done it in a very scientific, practical way. So if you've ever kind of felt lost and not motivated about doing anything to improve your finances, get this book because what you need isn't more motivation. What you need is better systems, and this book will teach you exactly how to create them. So that's it for this list of 5 books that you need to read to transform your finances. I read/listened to all of these books in the last few months, and they've really prompted so much interesting introspection for me and really prompted me to just improve the way I handle my finances because there's always room for improvement. I've linked to all 5 of these books in the description below. Make sure to grab a copy. If you don't have time to read, grab a copy of the audiobook from Audible because you can listen to it while you're doing the dishes. There's really no excuses because even just one nugget of information from these books that shifts your mindset around money can make the difference for you in achieving financial independence versus not achieving financial independence. So let me know which of these books you're planning to read in the comments, and happy reading. Now, if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell for more money and investing videos every single Wednesday. And that's it for now. I will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye.